and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. If you've been here for a while, you guys know that I am chronically ill and currently dealing with a more than likely benign brain tumor that is wreaking havoc on my body. I have an entire playlist dedicated to this journey down below, and one of the more recent symptoms I've been having are seizure-like activity, so my neurologist went ahead and ordered an EEG for me, and normally I would include this in my update vlogs that I have a bunch of different appointments all clustered in together. However, I don't have any appointments for quite some time, so I figured I would do this one all on its own. So this is just going to be my EEG experience, and if you guys have any questions about it, leave them in the comments down below and I will do my best to answer them. And without further ado, let's get started. So starting off, when I got my appointment confirmation, it had a whole list of directions that I needed to follow that I figured I would go through with you, and we're going to start off with the night before. So the directions for the night before were that I needed to wash my hair with just shampoo, and I couldn't add anything like conditioner or detangler or a hair mask or anything. I just had to use straight up shampoo, and I used baby shampoo because I heard it's a lot easier to get the electro gel goop stuff out of your hair if you wash the night before with baby shampoo as well as the day of and a few days after. I was also required to be sleep deprived for it, so they wanted me to go to bed at midnight, and I also had to wear a button-up shirt for the actual procedure. So I decided to go ahead and wear a button-up pajama shirt the night before and then just wear it the day of as well. And I literally have been wanting one of those cute button-up pajama sets for the longest time, and having this done and me not owning a single button-up top meant that I could finally get one of these cute pajama sets, so I just got a black set from Walmart. Moving on to the morning of, again, they wanted me sleep deprived, so they had me wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had to keep myself busy and try not to fall asleep. And one of the things that goes along with that is that I was not allowed to have any sort of caffeine, which meant I wasn't allowed to have coffee or an energy drink or soda or anything like that. So staying awake was a little tricky, but I ended up passing the time reading some books on my Kindle, as well as catching up on some old Young Sheldon episodes because I am rewatching the entire series now that it is over. And I also spent a lot of the time bored out of my mind, not being able to figure out what to do because my appointment wasn't until 9 o'clock. Now, for the actual EEG, the part that took the longest was definitely getting all the leads placed in my hair and on my head. But at the same time it was happening, it was kind of relaxing and kind of like one of those head spas because she had to essentially massage the gel into my scalp and do all this stuff. And so to me, it kind of felt relaxing. And I sat in a chair to do the hooking up to the leads. However, everything else was done laying down in a bed with my eyes closed. And this part took around 40 minutes, I want to say. And the first thing I had to do was lay down in the bed, and then they put this little, almost like camera looking thing directly over me, and it flashed lights at me with my eyes closed for 3 minutes straight. And let me tell you, that was an experience. It was so weird. After that, they had me go ahead and close my eyes again and hyperventilate through my mouth because oftentimes hyperventilating can trigger a seizure, and I had to do that for 3 minutes. And let me tell you, I was so lightheaded and dizzy afterwards, so I was pretty thankful that I was already laying down. And then lastly, I had to sleep for 20 to 25 minutes. And I say sleep because I have a hard enough time sleeping as is in my own bed, let alone in a hospital bed in a random room without my white noise or my fan and my blankets and all my comfort items and stuff like that. I'm also not someone who can nap or sleep on command. It takes me like an hour to fall asleep, and so I had previously told them that, and they just said to relax as much as you can. So that is what I did. And then lastly, our results, and I've actually already gotten my results back, and my results came back clean, which is a good thing, but it also doesn't give us full answers. And my neurologist said it is quite common for these baseline EEGs to come back negative because it is only a 40-minute window and it's not part of your typical routine. So oftentimes a seizure is not always triggered. And so next up, they ordered an ambulatory EEG, which is basically a 48-hour EEG where I go into the office and they hook me all up, and then I go home for 48 hours, live my daily life as I would, and see if that brings up any seizure activity. And I haven't got a call yet as to when that will be scheduled, but you guys will hear about it eventually. And for those of you asking why they don't just start off with the 48-hour ambulatory EEG where you're performing your regular routine, and the answer for that is because most insurance companies won't cover an ambulatory ambulatory EEG without having the baseline in-office one. So that is why we had to do it that way. I also did document this in real time and took you guys along with me for the EEG over on my TikTok, and I will go ahead and roll that clip now. Come with me to have an EEG. Currently it is 5 a.m. and this is the time they told me to wake up so that I am sleep deprived for it. To pass the time, I started an art copy of Girls Who Burn by M.K. Pagano, and let me tell you, this YA thriller is so good. After reading for a little while, I got thirsty, so I went and grabbed an Alani energy drink, and then I remembered I'm not allowed to have caffeine, so I had to go ahead and put it back, and decided to grab a ginger ale instead since it is caffeine-free. And for my actual breakfast, I went ahead and grabbed one of these Cinnamon Toast Crunch Soft Baked Oat Bars. These are my favorite, and they are so good. After that, I caught up on some Young Sheldon. I am watching the previous seasons. I sat there bored out of my mind for a little bit, and then it was time to head to the office. Once I got there, I went up to the floor that I needed. I checked myself in, and then I waited in the waiting room. And then it was time to prepare for the EEG, where they had to put all these leads in my hair and on my scalp, and let me tell you, the goo was nasty. After that, I had to do a bunch of different tests lying down for them, and this is what my hair looked like afterwards. It was absolutely disgusting. Then it was finally time to go home and take a nap, but I did update you guys before that. So this is the aftermath of my hair after the EEG. It is really disgusting. There's goop in it. And we have found gauze pieces in it. And now I'm gonna go home and take a shower and get all this out. So that is just what I uploaded a few weeks ago on TikTok. If you guys want to see me in real time, I definitely recommend following me over there. So that was just my EEG experience. I'm sure that everyone's EEG experience is different, so if yours didn't go like this, it may just be that the facility you are at does it differently. If you guys would like to see more of my brain tumor journey, I will go ahead and leave a playlist down below. And like I said earlier, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below and I will do my best to answer them. While you guys are down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I upload new content regularly and would love it if you'd become part of our little family. Also be sure to hit the bell so that you are in fact notified every time I do upload a new video. I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!